For 10 years, Lennox Lewis was an integral part of the world heavyweight scene, described as risk-averse by some, working hard to earn the respect of American TV broadcasters and audiences. Lewis defeated every man that was set in front of him. His record includes multiple world title defenses and only 2 defeats, both of which were avenged in rematches.
Wonderful shot by Lennox Lewis!
Having boxing sage Emanuel Stewart guiding him from the corner, Lewis was able to neutralize opponents, negate their strengths with his world-class left jab, and go in for the kill, using right hands and uppercuts when necessary.
Spirit and resistance, and there's a lot of it. Fortune is caught here and in terrible trouble, and it stopped. Oh, it stopped.
A keen chess player, Lewis was a thinking fighter, a calm strategist in and out of the ring. But when the time came to get his hands dirty, he was able to fight in the trenches as well.
And he's out on his feet.
That's it, surely! Huge right hand, 3 knockdowns in the round.
Lewis ducked no one. He stood and fought the best of his generation and came out on top as an undisputed champion.
And the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Lennox Lewis.
After almost 20 years since his last professional bout, we take a look back at the destructive power of Lennox Lewis. After cementing his place as the main man on the British and European scene, Lennox Lewis was offered a stateside assignment against an experienced former world champion. Despite Mike Weaver being a dangerous puncher, Lewis was the man on the way up and dealt with Weaver in the exact fashion his handlers would have wished for. Weaver tried to find an opening for his right hand, but it was Lewis's own crushing right that left the American flat on his back and out in round 6.
See if it can pay off for him.
Oh, and Weaver's down. The right hand from Lennox Lewis.
5, 6, 7.
And Weaver's not going to make it.
9, 10.
A stunning 6th round knockout. The right hand from Lennox Lewis.
Boxing and an eliminator for Riddick Bowe's WBC title, Lennox Lewis and Donovan Razor Ruddock clashed in London for a shot at the big time. Once a touted prospect, Ruddock had lost 3 times, but was installed as the betting favorite. Lewis made a statement by ripping up the odds and sending the visitor packing with loss number 4.
Lewis. Oh, that's a good overhand right. Ruddock is down in the opening round. And he's hurt by that.
Dropped late in round 1 and twice more in round 2, Ruddock was simply blasted away by a rampant Lewis.
Ruddock is looking for angles to try and explode his bombs, but it's all Lewis, and he's got him again.
That is it, I think. It's all over.
It's over. Lennox Lewis has done it. Lennox Lewis will fight for the heavyweight championship of the world.
The rain lashed down on Cardiff's National Stadium as thousands of fans braved the elements to watch 2 heavyweight rivals battle for domestic supremacy. Lewis was defending his WBC strap against big punching UK hero Frank Bruno. Referee Mickey Van toiled to keep the bout honest as Bruno racked up points off his jab in the early going. Suddenly, a patient Lewis hurt his man and had him on the retreat. Right hands and uppercuts turned Frank into a stationary target, and Van called off the assault in round 7. Tough Justin Fortune was not in Lennox Lewis's class, and the Lion made short work of the Aussie in their Dublin showcase bout. All 9 of Fortune's career losses came inside the distance, and this was never likely to end any other way, given Lennox's powerful 2-fisted arsenal. Carving Fortune up off the jab, Lewis landed 3 consecutive uppercuts on the chin of his minuscule opponent. The referee waved it straight off.
Breaking the spirit and resistance, and there's a lot of it. Fortune is caught here and in terrible trouble, and it stopped. Oh, it stopped. Even before he hit the floor, Roy Francis had decided that that was enough. The cluster, classy uppercuts, and Lennox Lewis, I think, looked for business there.
Whenever erratic Polish heavyweight Andrew Galata entered the ring, few knew what was about to take place. Fighting after back-to-back disqualification losses to Lewis's arch-rival Riddick Bowe, Galata was rightly viewed as a very real threat to Lewis in this Atlantic City pay-per-view. Lewis made a mockery of those projections, smashing Galata to pieces inside the very first round.
This is over. This fight is over. The referee should stop it already.
Cortez gave Galata a lot of time, but he has absolutely nothing as Lewis pounds him to the canvas again.
He won't make
That's it. That's
all
it.
over. All
Tremendous statement by Lennox Lewis.
over. A big statement. A tremendous statement.
Long before he spent his time crashing press conferences and chasing world champions across the world, Shannon Briggs was a worthy contender and legitimate threat to top-level operators. Making the third defense of his WBC title, Lewis and his challenger excited a raucous crowd of nearly 10,000 as they met in the center of the ring to duke it out. Briggs' early success waned as the bout progressed, and Lewis took control.
Around again.
Nice jab. Right.
Oh, the right hand behind the jab.
I don't know if he's gonna
Briggs
get
is
up.
laid out. He is laid out just staring at the ceiling here at Boardwalk Hall.
The cannon was shot down in the fifth round after swinging himself off balance.
Cappuccino's got to come close and be looking at this.
He's got to be taking a good look. Briggs is taking a lot. Punches himself down to the canvas after he threw that
Oh,
left
and he
hand.
stopped the fight.
He stops the fight on what looked to be a slip, but nonetheless, a lot of damage from Lewis.
Picked by some as the next great American hope at heavyweight, Michael Grant could certainly punch. Unfortunately for the likable big man, even though he matched Lennox Lewis for size, Grant had never faced anyone on this level before.
Years and years ago. Great right uppercut and a clubbing right from Lennox Lewis, and Grant is laid out in the very first round. Can he get up from that?
Lewis bombarded the challenger with 3 first-round knockdowns.
And he's out on his
Oh,
feet.
that's it, surely. Huge right hand. 3 knockdowns in the round.
Grant made it to the second session, but his future potential was brutally shattered by a Lennox right uppercut.
Just getting through on conditioning and instincts, and there's a right uppercut, and that might be the end of it. He's not going to make it. It is all over. Knocked out round 2. The world heavyweight title stays in Britain with Lennox Lewis.
Returning to fight in the UK for the first time since his shock KO loss to Oliver McCall in 1994, Lewis was never likely to suffer any trouble from Franz Botha. Wary of his opponent's quick hands, Lewis softened Botha up with his left jab, before finishing the self-styled White Buffalo with a crunching combination in round 2.
What he's doing is working. It's a big right hand, and it stumped Botha halfway out of the ring. Huge shot. Botha down, and in a bad way, with what? Under half a minute to go in round 2. Walk towards me, says Larry O'Connell, who stops the fight. He stopped it. Lewis wins again in round 2.
Following his shock loss to Hasim Rahman in South Africa, Lennox Lewis was determined to reclaim his WBC and IBF titles, and stated that the American had simply got his belts on loan. Rahman was forcibly made to hand back those straps in Las Vegas, as a focused Lewis erased the ghosts of April 2001 with a dominant display. While Rahman's first fight finisher may have been a lucky punch, there was nothing lucky about the thumping right hand Lennox landed on him in round 4 of the rematch.
Trying to get his jab more powerful.
Oh! Wonderful shot by Lennox Lewis, and he's laid out Hasim Rahman. Is he going to get up from that? It was a fantastic shot, and Rahman will do very, very well. He will be stopped. It is over. Revenge, redemption for Lennox Lewis, 3-time heavyweight champion of the world.
It took a few years to finally get these two heavyweight behemoths in the same ring, but despite being at an advanced age of their respective careers, when Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson shared a ring, the world was watching in anticipation. Would Tyson be able to conjure up the powers that once made him such a destructive force one last time? Not on Lewis's watch. The Londoner rode out a rough start to outbox Tyson and chop him down with a classic right hand in the 8th round.
He's got heart. You can't take that from him. Big right hand from Lewis, and Tyson goes down for the 3rd time in his career. It's over. Lennox Lewis cements his legacy as one of the best heavyweight champions of this era. There's no doubt the best heavyweight of all time. What he's done clearly puts him on top of the heap.